October is a mystical and magical month. We celebrate Halloween or the Celtic Samhain at the end of this month, symbolizing the thinning of the veils between the spiritual and the material worlds. Hello and welcome. I'm Sara Bachmeier with Egyptian Numerology, bringing to you the meaning within repeating number sequences. During this auspicious time, people are witnessing more and more signs from the higher realms in the form of repeating numbers. There are several types of number sequences that our guides and angels use to get our attention, and each have a specific meaning. At the beginning of our awakening, it is common to start witnessing angel numbers. We often wonder what the significance or the meaning is behind these ominous symbols. After a length of time on our spiritual journey, it becomes commonplace to witness these signs and symbols, and we learn that every individual has a unique relationship to these sightings. There is never a one size fits all when it comes to deciphering a spiritual meaning behind angel numbers. And if we are intuitive, then we know that the meaning is contained within what is going on within us at the very precise moment that we see these numbers. There is always a general meaning within the energy of every number, and we need to learn how to decode our own personal messages with our own personal guides. In other words, two people can see the same number combination at the very same time and come up with two very different definitions that are personal to them. Egyptian numerology believes in teaching people how to get in touch with their own navigation system. It would be almost erroneous for me to tell you the meaning behind your own synchronicity, although I can always guide your direction. When you raise your energy field, synchronicity patterns, doorways, and even portals begin to open. Your perception shifts and you're able to see the finer details that maybe you were not previously exposed to. Like what was once a rock laying on the ground becomes a speaking stone that can share many stories. A tree that bears the fruit that you eat becomes a living organism that gives and receives vital energy. The sky, the sun, the moon, and the earth are no longer taken for granted on a daily basis, but instead become important sources of information that feed and nurture us. And the same goes for numbers. What was once just a symbol used for counting becomes a sacred light code that is impregnated with ancient wisdom. If your perception has not developed a fine attunement to the subtle energies of the universe, it sometimes is difficult to resonate with the information from Egyptian numerology. And that is why I am such a fanatic and an advocate regarding raising energy fields passionately and consistently. You must develop laser vision to see through the material world and into the realm of spirit, living within everything, carrying a life force and a spiritual pulse. And that means even numbers. The higher vibrations of numbers are magical, powerful, and omnipotent. Developing a kinship with your own personal frequencies act as a key to open doors of limitless possibilities. One must be dedicated to pursuing their life mission, including the path to self love, forgiveness, and service. You're always living parallel to your soul life agreement. The difference between living and creating consciously with spirit is choosing awareness versus staying asleep. When you are aware, you have the freedom of choice. When you are asleep, you roll with unending tides. The most common number patterns are repeating single digit numbers, mirror numbers, reverse numbers, ascending numbers, descending numbers, master numbers, and of course our angel numbers. And there are different ways of receiving number light codes. You can take them at face value. You can add the numbers and reduce them to a single digit. Or if your synchronicity combination comes with different numbers in your pattern, then you can take each number separately or individually. Always follow your intuition. Sometimes the meaning won't be clear right away, so don't be in a hurry to dismiss it. Connecting with spirit through numbers is an ancient, sacred art of communication. And whether you are clear or not regarding their specific meanings in the moment, don't forget to say thank you to spirit for this moment of divine union. So let's get into single digit numbers. These are the easiest to decode because there is no further action that's required. These numbers are taken at face value, and the focus is on just one specific frequency. Many times, our guides and angels will use our soul urge number, our day of birth, or your life path number to get your attention. It may also be a special day on the calendar for you, or a number that is personal to you. Places where the single digit number comes into play is in the total of your house or apartment number, your phone number, license plate, driver's license, social security number, and in advanced cases, the twin heart number in regards to important relationships. So master numbers are double digits, such as 11, 22, 33, and on up to 99. These have the double impact of a single digit number and are always divinely inspired. When in search for the meaning of a master number, it may be a reflection of a vibration that you carry in your soul life contract, or it may be the vibration that your spirit guide carries. In my book, The Path of a Wounded Healer, I have a chapter on the meaning within inner guidance numbers. It is a helpful tool when working with the higher beings. It can also be an indication of an energy that you will need to embody in order to move forward on a current project or a plan. Your guides are making themselves known to you and they want you to ask for assistance. Mirror numbers are numeric patterns that mirror themselves, such as 1010, 1111, 1212, 8989, and so forth. When you see mirror numbers, Spirit is sending you a strong message and they want you to pay attention. Deciphering the meaning within this combination can be a little tricky because it's not treated like any other numeric pattern. You do not add these numbers, but rather work with the energy of the first two numbers. For instance, if your number is 2121, you will be dealing with the number 21. Ask yourself if this number has significance to you personally, and if not, then break down the numbers individually and apply their meaning to your life. So in this case, the number 2 is suggesting to balance the masculine and feminine qualities of your features. And the number 1 points to being a conduit between spirit and matter after balancing your energy. Reverse numbers are similar to mirror numbers, but the numbers are reversed, such as 1221, 1001, 1441, and so on. And this is a fun way to receive messages from spirit. In this case, the numbers can be interpreted a few different ways. Always find the meaning of the numbers individually first. In reverse numbers, we're looking at two sets of master numbers. So there is no need to add them up to get a total. Work with the meaning behind the master numbers. In my book, Egyptian Numerology, Emergence into the Fifth Dimension, I list the meaning of all the master numbers from 1 through 99. I also have a chapter on the importance of the number 0. And yes, in Egyptian numerology, the 0 is considered a number. Ascending numbers, these patterns are not as common as the other patterns. Oftentimes, people see these numbers on the clock as they wake in the middle of the night, such as 1234, 123, 456, etc. Ascending number patterns always count upward, and they point to the future. In this case, you add the numbers and apply the meaning of the vibration to your life in order to support an upcoming event, a revelation, or a guidance that will soon be coming up to the surface for you. Descending numbers. These are like ascending numbers, except that they point downward. For instance, 321, 432, 654. Descending numbers are meant to reflect an incident that happened in the past that is coming into focus to be healed. You can add these numbers up and allow the total, reduced to a single digit, of course, to help you decode a lesson that needs to be learned from an event that happened before the present moment. You may know what the numbers are pointing to, or you may not. Oftentimes, if you align with the message, the memory comes to the surface to be healed and cleared. So, our angel numbers, are the most common and come in a sequence of three. The number three, in and of itself, is the vibration current for the sacred trinity of spirit, body, and mind. The number three also holds the meaning of the messenger. So when you see the number pattern with three numbers, it is a sign from spirit sending you a sacred message. Angel numbers are fun to play with. You can look up the meaning of the number of your symbol, or you can add the numbers to get the total and use the total as your message. Most people do both. They look up the meaning of the number and the total. Many times people are attracted to just one specific number sequence, such as 111, 222, 444. And these synchronicities will keep showing up quite often until the message is delivered and received by the recipient. And I like to look at these messages as my angels and guides sending me the vibration that I most need to support myself on the path of my journey at the present moment. I personally tend to interpret angel numbers by looking at the number being presented to me tripled in power and intensity rather than adding them up to get a total. I like to think that my guides and angels use the easiest mode possible to express their sentiments. So now we are getting into the definitions of numbers. I'm going to be leaving you with a brief description of the basic qualities of the numbers found in Egyptian numerology. So, the number one serves as a conduit between spirit and matter using electrical currents when connected to source. The power of this energy is known to be innovative, creative, and strengthens intuition. It is the protector of free thinkers, the guardian of the people and environment, and the inventor. It seeks authenticity, confidence, laser focus, and deep concentration. Number one is like a straight arrow, which reflects willpower and precision. It embodies the qualities of individuality, self discovery, and self empowerment. Unlike the energy of the zero, which is feminine and receptive, the number one has a masculine and willful energy. The higher attribute for this frequency is interdependence. Number two is a vibration of two ones standing side by side. One is masculine and the other is feminine, and both seek balance and integration when in relationship to each other, and they complement the opposing nature of their differences. This energy reflects the gifts of acceptance, harmony, creativity, and psychic awareness. Two is the number of duality, the split we perceive in life between light and dark, inside and out, yin and yang, good and bad, life and death, mind and heart, and so on. In Egyptian numerology, the number two's highest potential is to establish a state of neutrality and rise above judgment of self and others. When this level of consciousness is achieved, it opens an individual to options not often found in the human condition. Number three, we kind of covered a little bit about number three, is typically seen as a lucky and powerful number and is symbolic of success, intuition, and good fortune. It embodies the divine principle that underlines all life, such as birth, life, and death, beginning, middle, and end, past, present, and future, and so forth. It represents the triangle symbolizing the synergistic sacred current of body, mind, and spirit. And when all three of these qualities are in sync, they facilitate the highest expression of divinity. The number three is the messenger. So in Egyptian numerology, the number three comes in the form of a divine messenger. It is the energy of expressions used by the angels and ascended masters to communicate with us via the power of the threes, such as the triple number sequence 111, 222, 333. The angels use the number three to strengthen their bond with humanity. And there's always a little conjuring of magic when the number three is being presented within the language of creativity. Number four. Number four has been misunderstood in numerology for so long that it's time to break this curse. Oftentimes, we find superstition around powerful numbers like the number 13 to detour people from accessing the ancient wisdom locked within these auspicious frequencies. It is usually started by dark forces that know about these powers and they don't want people to learn how to access them. The number four in basic numerology has always been called a karmic number, a sickly number, or just plain bad luck. But the truth is that the number is, of course, the opposite of all those things. It represents the balancing of elements on our planet, Earth, including air, water, fire, and earth. It is the number that the Druids used to conjure their alchemy to promote healing. Native Americans also know the significance of this number. Four carries the healing properties from the heart and uses the elements to build a better world. It anchors and balances a deeper meaning to our lives and holds an inner intelligence of the active ingredients that holds all of life in balance. The symbolic meaning of the number four deals with stability and it invokes the grounded nature of all things. Number five is the number of adventure and freedom. It is a very sensual number, and it reminds us to enjoy life, to try new experiences, and to seek out pleasure. This number is also connected to experiencing life changes, such as marriage, divorce, new jobs, so on, and also making important choices and decisions. In Egyptian numerology, the number five works with spirit through transformation, using the rising of the phoenix and fire healing energy to transmute lead into gold, meaning transposing our challenges into possibilities. The number six represents a balance between the earthly and spiritual realms. It points to developing your intuitive gifts and is connected to clairvoyance and our other extrasensory capacities, hence the sixth sense. In Egyptian numerology, the number six is called the lighthouse because when it's connected to source, its purpose is to channel higher wisdom and to learn to trust their intuition. When they do this, they form a sacred bond, allowing them to relay messages from the higher realms. Number seven is a mystical number associated with synchronicity, luck, and perfection, like seven chakras, seven colors of the rainbow, 7 days of the week, etc. It is also seen as an esoteric energy connected to spiritual awakening, introspection, and the development of wisdom. This number is connected with the pursuit of truth and the desire for a deeper understanding of life. In Egyptian numerology, the number seven is the frequency closely linked with a connection to ancient civilizations and is known as the seeker. It promotes channeling abilities by releasing the intellect and opening to the higher realms. Number 8 is connected to abundance, prosperity, and financial well being, resourcefulness, hard work, determination, and inner strength. These are all qualities of the number 8. Spiritually, 8 is seen as an equalizer or a balancer, like the infinity symbol that unites the conscious with the unconscious and earthly with the spiritual. In other words, 8 is reflected in the proverb, you will reap what you sow. In Egyptian numerology, the number 8 is about balancing energy and receiving manifestation through connecting with your own inner abundance, inner authority, inner strength, and being in integrity with communication. Number 9 points to a life of fulfillment, wisdom, self examination, enlightenment, and achieving higher consciousness. These are all qualities associated with number 9. It is connected to one's higher purpose and ultimate life mission. This number encourages us to take a bird's eye view of our life. Egyptian numerology recognizes the number 9 as the walker of integrity and light. It is the vibration of the light warrior, and their true source of power comes from receiving the sacred initiation from forgiveness and compassion through completing their soul's journey. The number 9 relates to wisdom and responsibility, and their ultimate goal is to serve humanity. They're humanitarians. This vibration has come to serve the world and make it a better place for all to live in. They look for solutions in the form of inspiration, intuition, and creativity. They are psychic, sensitive, and thoughtful people who understand other people's experiences because they have gone through so many challenges, and they are equipped to offer empathy, support, love, and of course, encouragement. The energy of the number 9 carries a visionary and insightful path into the universal higher laws of life. It is often the path of the priestess, the priest, the shaman, and the druid. The number 0, the metaphysical 0, symbolizes the absolute uniting spirit and matter. It is represented by the moon and the vibration of eternity and the sound of the Om. From this sound and vibration, all other numbers were created. The center of the circle represents our universe and contains all of our elements: earth, air, water, and fire, and ether. All of the other numbers, the 0 comes closest to the vibration and the spiritual essence of Source. So, if we get into the master numbers, it's going to have to be done on a separate video, um, because I won't have enough time to go through. They're a whole nother chapter. So I'm going to go into, let's see, number 12, and then we'll conclude. So number 12 is, it's the number of cosmic order. For example, there are 12 months in the year, 12 astrological signs, 12 hours in a day, 12 personality archetypes. And according to numerology, 12 is the number of creative and individualistic self expression. In Egyptian numerology, the number 12 represents the master. It is a sign of self mastery in a field leading to your soul life path, purpose, or destiny. It will also signify that a master is present or will be showing up in your life in the near future. So, this concludes the number descriptions found in Egyptian numerology. It takes a good amount of awareness to notice number patterns, and Spirit recognizes your alertness when using these as signs to get your attention. When you see these number patterns, it will always pertain to an experience that is currently going on in your life. So please don't be in a hurry to decode these sacred light codes. Take your time and use your inner knowing, your intuition, and your sensitivity to align with spirit. Now, waking up between 1 and 4 in the morning is called the dead zone. And this is when the veils are thinned between our realm and the spirit realm. And it is easier for spirit to contact you, including deceased loved ones. When you continually awaken at the same time repeatedly for several days, there is a message for you. If you want to learn more about your soul contract and the meaning behind your personal numbers, please refer to my books, Egyptian Numerology, Emergence into the Fifth Dimension, and The Path of a Wounded Healer. Liberation is for the asking. Both of those are found on Amazon or my website. You can also have a private reading with me. You can get that information off my website at www.egyptiannumerology.org. Thank you for joining me. Have a blessed week. Namaste.